What is up, YouTube? It's your boy Joe Smooth coming at you with a Bleach tribute video. Now, as we know, the Bleach manga just ended, and it's a really kind of sad day. Well, even though it didn't happen today, it's kind of a sad day for us Bleach fans. For those of us that still left out here, because Bleach gets a lot of hate. But yeah, man, Bleach is over. I'm not really going to be talking about the last chapter, or anything like that. I'm going to be talking about mostly Bleach as a whole. So yeah, or my thoughts on Bleach, my feelings about Bleach. Bleach, out of Naruto, Bleach, and One Piece, the Holy Shonen Trio, as they're called, trio, the big three. Bleach was actually my favorite above Naruto. I like Bleach a little bit more than Naruto, and Naruto a bit more than One Piece. I know that may be shocking to some of you, but yeah, I really like Bleach. I like the characters. They were really different from most anime protagonists. The core group of heroes, they're really different from most anime protagonists, especially Ichigo. Even though he has problems within himself, always being depressed and whatnot. Yeah, Ichigo is a really different main character. The main cast was pretty different. I like the story. I like how it kind of transitioned. First it was Ichigo, this weird kid that could see ghosts. He got these Shinigami powers from a Soul Reaper's Shinigami. And he takes over her job fighting hollows in the local area. Then things escalate where she gets arrested, and he goes to the Soul Society to stop her, and he gets to fight higher tier opponents like the actual Soul Reapers themselves, lieutenants, captains, etc. Then it goes on to the plot with Aizen, the Rancars, then the Espada, so on and so forth until he gets to Aizen himself. And after Aizen, Ichigo loses his powers. Then the Fullbring arc comes on. And then finally the conclusion with the Quincy Blood War arc, and we learn a whole bunch of things about Ichigo and his friends along the way. And out of all those, my favorite arcs were, for me it's a tie between the Soul Society arc and the Quincy Blood War arc, so those are the top two. And number three, well actually there was a lot of filler arcs in between, but I'm not counting those. And three would be, the Aizen, the fake Karakura Town arc. But anyways, I like Bleach as a whole. I think it had a good run, as almost every show, every show does, or manga, anime, whatever you want to say. It has their flaws along the way, and certain things that, brought it down, but also had a lot of things that, that it did right. Also, what else do I want to say? How Bleach ended. I don't think it was kind of really fair how Bleach ended, It was really rushed by Shonen Jump, and Kubo couldn't make the ending that he desired. Bleach didn't get the ending that it deserved. As we've seen Kubo for all these years, he's been building up the Quincy Blood War arc, right? He's been, trying to get it, hype it up, showing all these crazy battles, the power scaling shot through the roof for Bleach once this arc started, things like that. We see right off the bat, Captain class are getting slaughtered. Even main characters that we know, top or high tier, are getting slaughtered by these enemies, and then they continue to grow, they get stronger, things like that. The plot behind it, it tied into a whole bunch of different things that happened before. Things like that. Kubo, you could tell he really wanted to put his all into this arc. Even before, a few years ago, he was saying this is going to be the last arc of Bleach. So you could tell he was going to put his all into it to make it have a strong start, even though it had a shaky middle. Some of the middle was good, towards the beginning half, and the middle, towards the actual middle of the middle, it was kind of eh. Towards the end, it was picking back up, but then for the final ending, we couldn't get what we wanted to see. And I don't think Bleach got the ending it deserved. Now, we did get to see a cool epilogue of the last two chapters with what happened 10 years after Yaowaki's defeat. Yaoak, if that's what you pronounce it, Yoabak. I've heard many different pronunciations, but see Ichigo and Orihime, they have a child now. Renji and Rukia, they have a child. Rukia's a captain now. What else? All Ichigo's friends are all grown up. They're doing their own thing. Ichigo's running the clinic now. Yuzu and Kari are apparently helping him out. Uryu, he's a doctor. Chad, he's a professional boxer, which isn't fair in the very least. That's super unfair because this guy has super reactions. This guy could beat Hollows when he was a teenager with no power, so it's unfair for him to be a normal boxer. Anyways, yeah. Overall, I like Bleach. I like it overall. This series is my favorite up to 3. Hopefully, this is what I'm hoping to happen, because the big announcement that Kubo has there is going to be a live action movie for Bleach. And we know how live action anime movies go, so this is what I'm hoping for Bleach. 2 things. Either Kubo continues the manga with a continuation with Ichigo's and the new generation, or not even, it doesn't have to be about the new generation. It could be have some of Ichigo and or Hime's kid and some of Ruki and Ren's kid, and still be about what's going on with the Soul Society and everyone in the human world. Just a continuation to kind of tie up loose ends. Or what I'm hoping is that the Bleach anime comes back with since it ended with the Fullbringer arc. It starts off with the Quincy Blood War arc, but instead of diverging from the manga, yes, it will diverge from the manga, but in a good way. I believe that if Bleach has a manga, Kubo could finish it how he intended it to. Now I don't know how hard it is to get an anime started after one that was ended its run, to get a continuation. I don't know how hard it is. I don't know how Kubo could make that work. But if it's possible, I want him to make an anime, continue the anime of Bleach, the Quincy Blood War arc, and have him putting the perfect ending that he desired, the ending that Shonen Jump didn't give him time to write. He could tie up loose ends, clear up some unfinished questions and everything like that in this ending, the anime ending. So yeah, that's my hopes for Bleach. I just wanted to do a quick Bleach tribute. Thank you, Bleach. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. Let me know what your thoughts are on Bleach and everything like that. How it ended, anything you want to think about talk about in Bleach. Anyways guys, it's your boy Joe Smooth out. Hope you enjoyed this video. Stay smooth. Peace.
This should be played at high volume.